Hi again, this is Mike, the Philosopher Engineer. Okay, we're about ready to close out March Madness for 2020. Now this has been a crazy month beyond the basketball, but the crisis we're facing, the coronavirus and all the disruption in our lives. But my module, I'm doing this module of the March Madness to help companies develop great products, and some of these things we can focus on in the proactive areas during this disruption in our normal business cycle. So for the last 3 days of the month of March for my module, I'm going to kind of go big picture and bring this to a close. There's 3 topics that I want to cover. One is really the design, and that's not just the design of the product, but it's the design of the organization. In terms of running a business and to have a successful business, the product development focus needs to be in alignment with the business focus. So first we're talking business. Where do we want to go with our business? And so you have business goals, business plans, and you have to design the organization to meet those goals. So when I talk about design, it's really the bigger plans that you put into motion. How do you coordinate that? And we've talked before about the executive team, the leadership team, setting that strategy, that mission, and getting everyone in leadership aligned. And you want 100% alignment. You want everyone to be aligned, and that may take a process, some discussion, some debate, whatever it takes, that when you walk out of those meetings and those plans, you are all committed to the same plan of action. And then you communicate that to the entire organization so the whole organization is working towards that mission with absolute clarity. That's how you win. That's part of that design. But then you get into the action. And the action in the organization is putting all those plans into motion. You put them into motion. You put together the teams. You give them their assignments, their functions, their roles, and their mission. Each mission for each team, so it all comes together for the entire organization. So that action, in terms of the people side of it, involves hiring the right people, managing people to meet those performance goals. We call that inspire. So hire and inspire. That's kind of the action from the leadership standpoint, and you're setting those people up to be able to accomplish those goals. And if you do it all right, then the whole business meets those business goals, and that's why we're in business, is to do that. So that's the action. And the third part, that'll be the final one, is there's always feedback. There's feedback with the customers. There's feedback with the employees. And we need to have a mechanism to get that feedback to find out what we're doing well and what we're missing. So it's either a gap analysis, we have a blind spot, or whatever. We always have some part that's weaker, and then there's things that we do well. And we want to understand both of those. We need to identify what we do well, and then maybe what we have kind of medium level, mediocre, and maybe we have some areas where we're really dropping the ball. The sooner we find those things out, the sooner we can correct them, and that should be an ongoing process. And even the effort to do that will improve morale, because that will show to everybody, and to all your employees and even to your customers, that you really care. If you go to your customers and you get feedback, then you're going to get the same thing. They're going to say, wow, I'm so glad you're interested. And maybe there are some flaws, a few defects, and they're going to feel like they're part of the process. So this is about teamwork, bringing everybody into that process and understanding those. And you continue that process of improving. You can start at any point here. You can start in the design and then put things into motion and then get your feedback. Or you can even start with your feedback and find your blind spots before you go to your design. It's a constant process. That's what we do for a living. So that's the design. I'm going to do another session tomorrow on action. I'm going to do a deep dive on the action, because the design really is the executive level. That's the mission. That's the alignment. And that's figuring out how to structure your organization to accomplish those goals. Well, thank you very much. We'll talk again soon.